is my eyesight has now gotten to the point where I can't read that without readers. So I think we're gonna have to add about 10 pair of readers around the locker room and the bench and everything else so I can see the scouting report. But I'd like to thank Ottawa. Obviously there's a connection there with Joey, and it's been well documented. But it's a good basketball team. It's a good NAIA basketball team, and I'm gonna enjoy watching and following their progress throughout the season, and did some things that caused us some problems, and now I'm excited to go watch film and learn from that. Most of the emphasis going into tonight was not about personnel or anything they did. It was about just us having a fundamental base and making all of the fundamental plays that we've been working on, and trying not to make mistakes, and communicate and over communicate, and value possessions. I thought we did a lot of good things. I love the start of the game, obviously. Luke got us going. Marcus got us a couple extra possessions with offensive rebounds. I love the fact we had 26 assists. I was very disappointed in the fact we gave up 5 threes. Most of those were on very poor closeouts. I think one was contested. And then I really challenged him at halftime. I loved the start of the second half. I don't know what the 5-6 minute drought. Thought our defense had some bite, and played everybody even minutes, and it was great to see Nico and Draven and Amani get their feet wet and all find some success. So a little different one coming in 9 days. A lot to work on, a lot to continue to grow and educate and talk through, but a lot of positives today.
Brad, Marcus seems like a connector out there. How does he impact his teammates? What have you seen in the last month?
Yeah, he's a really good player. He's never sped up. The game's slow and easy, and you can tell he's a coach's kid. He's just got a feel and an instinct that is very, very, very good. And now he's adapting those things. He's very much, the one thing I've appreciated about these 3 veteran transfers, they're all very detail oriented. And so they practice the right way. They don't waste time or movements, and Marcus is really good at that. And there's nothing he can't do. Elite passer. He can shoot it, he can post, he can score. He just does whatever the game needs at that moment. And I thought he made a couple mistakes defensively in our stuff, but we'll get that cleaned up. Let's not forget it's his first time in a uniform as well.
So, Coach, we saw some good pick and pop options between Rogers and Coleman Hawkins. Could you just talk to us about how if Coleman can hit that shot throughout the course of the season, what it will do for the offense?
Yeah, Coleman makes that shot. He flies up the draft charts. That's what they all want to see him do. And he's an elite shooter when he gets his feet set. And we all know what he can do defensively, and his anticipation and his hands and his ability to affect the game, guarding multiple spots at that end. But and then Coleman can really pass it. But that's a viable threat as a pick and pop guy when he's at the 5. We don't get that as much when he's at the 4. Most teams switch 1 through 4, so we don't get that. But you also throw in the fact against 5 men, if they close out hard on him, he can really drive it. And so that's where his game becomes so dynamic and effective. But I've said it for years, he's a great shooter. Got to get him to continue to believe that, and I love the fact he's shooting it, and he's shooting it all the time.
You talked about not running any plays for Amani in Spain and him getting a double-double, and then
same tonight.
Has that just been his approach since he got here?
It's been his approach his whole life. I mean, ever since we recruited this young man, all he is a double-double. And it doesn't matter who he plays against, how many stars they have by their name. We asked him to rim run tonight, set a few screens, and he's been knocking down that three at a really high level. So I was really hoping that sucker would go in. Get opposite and inside, and we didn't run one play to him. Not one play to him tonight. He just did everything that we do, everything that we practice every day, and it was the same thing in Spain. You know, if he's not comfortable with it, he passes it out. If he's, you know, he's got an old man game, and I don't mean that in any kind of bad way. I mean, he's just got a maturity about him that he understands the game, and yeah, he just, you know, he's been our leading rebounder all fall in practice, and that's shown in Spain and again tonight.
Coach, seem like Terrence.
Not quite your age, Lauren. Not quite that old.
Seems like Terrence kind of set the tone early with his effort, intensity. Have you seen an uptick in his leadership and approach this year?
Yes, very much so. Terrence has been committed, focused, dedicated. I've said it, he's got a chance to be one of the elite two-way players in the country. They're young guy. The Buggy kid hit a couple threes in the first half, and he like, I got him, and there weren't any more. But he can guard the ball as well as anybody in America. I believe that, and that size and that strength and athleticism. I want him to continue to grow in the rebounding area, but then we saw him get out and really run. That's where he's special and elite. I think our guys are understanding to find him early in transition and get him the ball. I thought we had a play or two where we hit him a little bit late, but Terrence with a couple bounces is just dynamic.
Yeah, Brad, you mentioned that tonight was about fundamentals, so kind of using that as a benchmark. And I know you watched film, but just off the cuff, on either side, what did you like fundamentally? What didn't you like so much?
Yeah, I mean, we gave up too many threes. You can't. I don't care how many they take. We told our team, literally, the only thing we told them was this team's going to take 40 threes, and they're going to try to. And you know, our closeouts were soft. They have pick and pop fives. You know, and we haven't spent near enough time on that. But you know, just doing fundamental things, hands down in closeouts. You know, we didn't win a couple closeouts. You know, where we gave up the middle of the floor too much. You know, we got face cut a couple times. Just simple things that give up baskets. And then, you know, on the offensive side, I thought early we really tried hard to execute. I'll have to go back and watch film, but I like what we were trying to do and how we did things, especially early.
Brett, speaking of that, you start with Ty and 4 shooters around him. Did you like what you've seen out of that group, practice and in this game?
Yeah, a lot. You know, Ty's elite at taking up space, and you know, he's a guy that's so strong and so powerful. He's one of the best athletes on our team, if not in the league as well. And so he gets the ball in places that he's very comfortable passing out of and scoring from. And yeah, I mean, Marcus, Coleman, Luke, Justin, you go right on down the list, TJ, I mean, they're all gravity guys. They all pull defenders with him, so that gives him space, and I like that, and that's one of the strengths of this team.
By my count, you had about 9 players who were perfect from inside the arc. Was that part of the approach or just something that came about?
No, it just happened. I mean, realistically, we're not going to take that many threes in most games. But I do think we're a team that wants to find the paint. We work very hard on that. I think there's got to be a great balance. I think the way they guarded us tonight, we didn't get as many cuts as we've been getting in practice. But Yeah, you just kind of take what the defense gives you, and I think that's a strength of this team is we've got guys who can pass it, elevate each other, and you know, we're turning down good shots to get great shots, and we've been doing that very consistently in practice.
Coach, what do you think of Draven and Nico tonight, and what's kind of been your message to those guys as they come off the bench and do some ball handling?
Yeah, I mean, they've both been great. You know, Nico's been, you know, off the chart running our team. And, you know, he's very, very good in ball screens. You know, he's very good at passing it. I think, you know, we saw a little bit of Draven's mentality in terms of scoring the ball. He is not bashful. I love that. And he's had days in practice we couldn't guard him. I don't care if it was Terrence, Buck, you put it, we have not been able to guard him. And for him, it's just getting the game to slow down a little bit. You know, he's always in, you know, he reminds me a lot of Trent early. He's just in hyper speed. And when the game, he sees it, and he's just gonna make it. He's gotta learn to process those things a little bit. But I love his talent. He's gonna win a lot of games for us because of his ability to score and do some things. So experience is vital, and he's both those guys are getting it, and I'm big fans of both of them.
This will be our last question, Scott.
I mean, I know you talked, you know, about free throw shooting, 12 of 22 probably.
Is that what we were?
Yeah, it wasn't what you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, probably got some guys shooting it. Draven's not gonna go 1 for 4. You know, Quincy's been, you know, there's a lot of reasons for that, I guess. You know, I think Ty missed a few, but yeah, you know, I think we're a really good free throw shooting team. We've shown that in practice. You know, I think that guys that get to the line, I can't read. Terrence made all of his. Yeah, Justin, you know, Dre's gonna make them. So we got some guys shooting them that you probably won't in real games, but yeah, we'll be good.
Okay.
Thank you.